like I said, I think the production team with Sony and Blacklist, NBC, just the rollout as far as testing, making us feel comfortable talking. We had Zoom meetings with the scientists and doctors and producers way before we went into production, answering all of our questions and concerns and letting us know what tests we were taking and the efficacy with them. So it was everybody worked triple hard. Not to say that they don't always work hard on this production, but there was just another level, and everyone stepped up to the plate to make it work. I still can't wrap my mind around that. I just remember celebrating the 100th episode maybe 2 seasons ago, it seems like. So now we're at 170. It's so interesting as far as the fan base and why we keep coming back and what is the attraction and frenzy around the show, because I can't put my finger on one element or one group of people. It is just a rainbow of countries and people that I'm always surprised each day with who's a fan. I mean, even the age. I mean, I do this cameo thing now, so I get requests from 70-year-old grandmas and 80-year-old grandmas, and my son just graduated high school and he's a fan. So it's like I've given up on trying to say, okay, I know if I go here, I'm going to find fans. I can go someplace and nobody, Blacklist, who, what? But then you can go someplace and where you least expect it, it's an outpouring of love. And the funny thing is, during the pandemic, I kind of had fun walking around with my mask, especially, sometimes somebody recognized. I like to move in the shadows. And I was walking at night in the rain with my mask on, and I saw an African brother, delivery guy, coming at me, and we just made eye contact, and he was like, "Dembe." And I was like, wow, like, that's where we are right now. So, I mean, it's truly a blessing. It's truly an honor. And the writers, the creators, they definitely touched on something that relates to any and everyone. This has happened many times where, especially a lot of, in other countries, whether it's Russia or China or Germany, I think because, we pay homage to blacklisters from these countries and also pay homage to visiting these countries during the show and their historic monuments and things like that, that they appreciate that and they love that. They can relate to that, not just watching a TV show that just talks about American culture. It touches their homelands also. So I think Blacklist does an excellent job with that, which is why you have such this outpouring of love from these international countries and communities. I think I have some of the best fans. I can tell you stories for days. I went to Morocco and outpouring love from fans. And then we flew back and stopped in Spain, and I got mobbed in the airport by like these 18-year-olds and took a video of it. So from Morocco to Spain, then I went to Ghana, same thing. Like, the beauty is being able to travel and seeing that love in those countries as opposed to seeing those countrymen here. So it's a beautiful thing. What I would like to say to my fans is, I say it a lot on social media, and I'll say it again, is I appreciate you, I love you. I know one of the things I learned from my acting coach, the difference between TV and film is, with TV, people have a choice to watch it. And when they make that choice and they allow you to come in their home, it becomes personal. So what I would like to say to all my fans is thank you for making the choice to watch this show, because there's many other channels, there's many other shows that you could have chosen, but you chose to watch this show, and because of that, that is part of the reasons we are a huge success. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, truly. Yes, every season is always crazy, and every season there's always a dynamic between Red and Liz, and even in season 8 that continues. And I think the difference with season 8 as to all the previous seasons is now it's reached like this frenzy where in the past it was life and death, but now it's extremely imminent. And it's almost, and because it's so imminent, it kind of reverses the role where I think Red now feels extremely vulnerable. And Liz has the power, even though she is probably in more danger than Red, if that makes sense. So I think that's the way the dynamic has been reversed this season, and it's just because of the frenzy. I think before Red had this, you know, this omnipotent, like, knew everything, so he had this air of not really showing his vulnerability or not really being vulnerable because he knew he was in charge. And now that lid has kind of been blown off, and we see Red extremely vulnerable. Wow, I remember my first day, I believe, working with him might have been 2 seasons ago in the DMV. And I was just, I was blown away that he was probably the first character that could not only frustrate James in the scene, but it seemed like he frustrated him off camera too. That's because of how good he was with just delivering his lines and his personality. But the funny thing is, he's completely the opposite when we're sitting in our cast chairs. He was just this humble, nice guy who was talking about, you know, we talked about homes in upstate because I know he was looking for a home and trying to figure out where he was going to purchase it. And just a down-to-earth, jovial, nice, humble person, which is hard to find in this industry when people are at the top of their game. They're truly not, most likely not humble. But this was truly a humble guy. And I was just always cracking up seeing him really, really frustrate James or Red in the scenes. One of the favorite moments for me, and I have to be unbiased with it, was getting the chance to work with Laverne Cox. It's interesting, like you said, I've been doing this show 8 years, but I'm still a fan. I still watch TV. There's shows that are dear to me, and Orange is the New Black was one of the shows I loved. So getting to work with Laverne Cox, and especially as a Blacklister, and also that episode really had a lot of interactions with her and working and just chopping it up and just, fighting back and forth with the words. And that was like a highlight of the season for me. Just not only that, but in that episode we got to discuss a lot of issues that are affecting us all right now. So that was another reason that episode was probably one of my favorite moments. Wow, what can I tell the fans to expect for season 9? I would say this is probably the first time where I would say I have no idea. Because of how season 8, because of the roller coaster of season 8 and how it ends, this is new for me. This is new territory where I have no idea how season 9 starts. I actually don't. It's going to be completely different from every other season. So I would tell the fans to expect the unexpected. I was surprised, but then not surprised that she was the #1 Blacklister.